So in this video, I'm going to show you how to start developing embedded graphics applications using the Microchip Graphics Suite Harmony on the SAMA7D65 microprocessor from Microchip. To get started, go to our developer help page at developerhelp.microchip.com. You navigate to Learn Software and Hardware Tools. Go to Software Framework. You go to Microchip Graphics Suite, and from there you will find lots of information about our Harmony graphics solutions, as well as our Linux graphics solutions, and a link to our graphics development kits. So if you click the graphics development kits, you will find a link to the SAMA7D65 user guide, which provides all the information you need to acquire the development board, as well as the various display modules that are supported. Once you've selected the display module that you want to use for development, then you could go to these links right here that provides information about the projects, the quick start projects that you can use to get started. The project link will direct you to the GitHub page where you could download the entire repository for the project, including the source code and the design files for Microchip Graphics Suite Composer. In here, you can get the URL on how you can download the page or the repository using Git, or you could also download just the entire repository using in zip format. Going back, there's also an option for you to just download the binaries, which you can copy to the SD card, and those binaries contain two files, which are the boot.bin and harmony.bin. You copy these to your SD card, you plug it into the board, and you're good to go. All right, let's get started. So let's say we are developing for the 5.5-inch MIPI display. So we're going to go ahead and clone the repository, and I have it cloned right here. Next, I will launch MPLabX. So it is important that you have MPLabX installed. I'm using 6.25, which is the latest version as of today. You will also need to install a couple of plugins. So in your plugins tab, you want to download, make sure that you have installed the Microchip, the MPLab code configurator, which you will use to configure the software framework. So to verify, you should see these icons right here, the CM for the content manager, which you will use to download the rest of the Harmony framework, as well as the MCC, MPLab code configurator, which you will use to configure and generate the source code. All right, let's go and open the project. So in the directory that you've cloned for the SAMA7D65, you will find all of the MPLabX projects in the firmware directory. In the MGS Quick Start firmware directory, all these .extra folders, they're all MPLabX projects. So let's say you want to develop for the AC40T08A display. All right, so let's go and open the path there. File, open. Open this. Right. So let's assume that you're just getting started. You don't have the Harmony framework downloaded yet. What you're going to do is you're going to go to your content manager. It'll take a little while for it to initialize. The idea here is that the content manager will let you download all the necessary packages that are required for developing graphics on the SAMA7D65 and the target display. So you're going to go and load the manifest file. Load the manifest file is what you're going to use to set the packages that you need to download, as well as the versions. So you go to Quick Start repo, go to firmware, go to the .x directory of the combination of display and board you need to use. You can use the MCC manifest autosave or generate success, and that will show you, if you click this arrow right here, this lists all of the components, the various software components that you need to download, and the versions that are used for this project. If you click apply, then MCC will start downloading all of that into the repo that you've specified. So, well, actually, just to go back, you specify the repository here. Go to tools, plugins, actually tools, options. You go to plugins, MPLAB code configurator, and here you can specify where you want to put the Harmony content path. So I've set it to C, H3. The shorter the path, the better. There's some limits on how long the paths can be in Windows when compiling, and if the path is too long, it may cause a build error. So just make sure to minimize the length of the directories as much as you can. All right, so let's wait for this to complete. You may see some progress here. For example, I think it's now downloading this the chip support package. So it's you can see the progress. If you expand the specific component that's needed and being downloaded. All right, depending on your internet connection, it will probably take 5 to 10 minutes. This is not a lot of packages. As you build your application, you may need, say, USB or networking. Then you can go to MCC Content Manager and look at the catalog here of content libraries and select what you may need, and then just set the versions that you want to download, and then click apply. MCC Content Manager will automatically download those packages. All right, so now we have just completed the download of the various packages that are required for developing graphics using the Quick Start application. You could check here. I now have the chip support package. As you can see, it's a 3.2.21.0. It says not latest. That's because this is the version that was used when this demo was last generated and built. Yeah, so I think it's just important to start off with the same version that was used to build and generate the starting application. Later on, we could update all of these versions to the latest if needed. All right, let's take a look at where the Harmony packages were downloaded. So if you navigate to the directory that you specified for your Harmony framework, and as I mentioned earlier, that can be found here: tools, options. You go to plugins, MPLAB code configurator, and Harmony content path. So it's at CH3H3, and navigating to that location, you will find here all of the different packages that the MCC Content Manager downloaded for the project. For graphics, the graphics directory contains all the framework code for graphics, including the graphics library, the drivers used for Harmony. It also contains the binaries for the microchip graphics composer, which is what we use to design the user interface. So that is located in middleware, Legato, composer, and you will find the binaries depending on the operating system you're using. So for Windows, it's right here in the Windows directory. So it's just an executable. You could actually launch it from here as a standalone application without needing MCC or MPLABX. But it's recommended for you to start Composer from MPLABX and Harmony, so that everything you generate from Composer will be directly integrated into your MPLABX project. So let's try to do that. Now, I'm going to close this guy. You will need to close the content manager so you could launch MCC. So MCC is, I just click this icon right here to launch MCC, and it will ask you for the location of your framework, which is what we have here. And then it'll take a little while, probably a couple of minutes, for it to search through the Harmony framework directory and show all of the available packages. All right, almost there. All right, so now we have just launched MCC for the project that we have selected. If you have multiple projects here, you could set the project that you want to be the main project for MCC by right-clicking on the project name and then selecting Set as Main Project. So automatically MCC will, if you launch MCC, it will automatically show the project graph for the main project. All right, so let's take a look at the project graph here. So this is a typical project graph for an MGS Harmony application for a microprocessor. So we have Legato, which is our graphics library. It uses the XLCDC driver, which is our driver for the display controller that's on the SAMA7D65. It uses a DSI interface, the MIPI DSI interface, to drive the pixels to the AC40208A display. We also have the touch controller, which is Max Touch, that is used for touch input, and that is using the I2C interface through the FlexCom 0 peripheral. If you click on each of these components, you may find the options, the configuring options. So for example, the display controller has a lot of options, including the clock sources, the dividers and multipliers, timing, resolution, layer configuration. So the color mode, for example, the layers. So for example, for this specific project, we're just using the base layer because it's a single layer project, and we've customized the color mode to just use a 16-bit color mode. So, yeah, using a quick start project as your starting point provides you with a working base project that you could start building your user interface. In the plugins tab,